Okay, so boys, it was let's say pick a time here. I'm guessing it was like 12:30 in the morning, and I'm just sitting in my room watching YouTube, and then all of a sudden, it was like the voice of Jesus Christ had bestowed upon me this epiphany that pepperoni and bacon pizza pops, when hot, smell like the sweat of your taint.
How do you know that your taint doesn't smell like pepperoni bacon pizza pops?
Well, I mean, it's a good question.
You might just have
What?
magic balls.
What on earth? Oh.
Welcome to
This is gonna be a
episode
great
9 of
day.
the experience.
It's gonna be a great day.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit of an odd epiphany.
A bit of an odd.
It's just a little bit. I mean, it certainly
Oh.
could get odder than that, but like it's up there. That's up there.
Yeah. I
So-
guess you have a point.
What's our topic, Liam?
Hard drugs and how we rate them in a scale of how tasty they would be if they were a food.
Okay. Okay. All right.
I just
This
want
is
to say right
happening,
now,
Aiden.
we're not advocating drug use of any kind.
This is purely for entertainment purposes only.
We're not ranking them based on like the actual drugs. We're ranking them based on if we were served this as a dish in a fancy restaurant, how much would we want to eat them?
It better come out on a gold platter. Like, this is how fancy it must be.
Well, if
Just
the food
imagine a
looks good-
heroin needle coming out on a silver platter.
No, they'd put it in like a little cup there to kind of just squeeze it out into a cup. That's how you'd serve it. If it was more of an edible delight. Like you would have let's say you got like a nice little plate of marijuana and some nice
Ranch.
little yeah.
Some
ranch.
ranch.
Just put some ranch on that Mary Jane. And then you have like a little wine glass full of heroin.
Well, I mean, heroin's a powder until you cook it.
Right. So how about
It's a
uncooked
side
heroin as the seasoning?
Garnish.
Yeah, garnish
On
garnish
salad.
the marijuana with heroin, uncooked, and then you have lean as your drink.
There you go.
There we go.
Sounds like the
How
most
would you rate
horrendous
that?
meal.
I feel like
No, but
that
how
would
it-
be served at like a North End version of Earl's or something.
It's the sketchiest alternate dimension Earls that you'll ever see. But does it look tasty? Would you eat it?
Would you like our tossed salad with our purple drink? Or would you like our Caesar salad with our orange drink?
It's the most
They're all the same
vague-
thing, by the way.
We just added food coloring.
Can you imagine a restaurant like that vague, where it's like would you rather have purple drink or orange drink? What?
Can you no look?
what are
Not
these
even them
drinks?
saying it. Like you're reading the menu and it says purple drink or orange drink or red drink.
And then you raise your hand up like, hey waiter, what is the like difference between these colored drinks? It's like, this one is purple and this one's orange. No, like, yeah. I mean, yeah, I get that color wise, but like taste wise, what's the difference between the drink?
Purple flavor,
One
orange
purple
flavor,
yeah,
and red flavor.
Yes, it's like,
All right. Thanks
Uh,
for clearing that up.
but in reality, they all It's all just Kool-Aid or something.
It sounds just Kool-Aid.
No, it's
Or
all
it's
just
just-
water. It's water with food coloring.
Yeah.
It's just
Tasty.
colored water. Very much so.
This is like
Very
the
refreshing.
cheapest restaurant ever, but it's
What-
got
what
like
would the
5-star
foods be?
reviews, and a drink.
Because it
is
To be
like
honest with you,
$10.
it
It's
kind of
cheap.
sounds like how I'll be living in 5 years.
You don't even like name food items based off of like the name of the food anymore. Just name it based on like how vaguely your description resembles it. Like
Yep, sounds
you'll be
about right.
going for orange juice. Like I could really use some orange beverage right now.
Yeah, it's not even like I'm in the juice aisle and then I see orange juice. I'm like, that's too expensive for me.
That's why
It's
you
like
get the
$1.
Canadian-
Went to the orange food coloring instead and just got tap water.
Just walked
You
out
only
with a
taste
cup
based on
and food
color.
coloring and said, "How much for this?"
Yep.
I'm trying to make orange beverage. You mean orange juice? No, orange beverage. There's a distinct difference,
Yeah, one
like-
tastes like water.
and one tastes like orange. But the
funny
orange
thing
water
is
doesn't
that
taste
No,
like.
oh my god, one tastes like orange and the other one tastes like orange.
What kind of store
there's
would
a clear and
sell? No, any
distinct
store would sell that. It's
difference.
just it's the taste that goes for it.
Oh my
That's
god.
what your side.
Can you
dish
just
would be.
like can you imagine like this it's like what would you call a store like that? It's like hang on, like vague value or something?
Vague value.
Dude, real vague value is a Canadian no-name brands. You know, like the pure yellow boxes for it, and then
Yes, and where it just says
apple
orange
juice is called
drink.
and apple juice is called apple beverage.
Oh, the no-name brand.
Yeah, the no-name brand. You look at it, it's like it's the
hello,
most
welcome
vague.
to Superstore. Would you like our orange beverage? It's like, do you have orange juice? No, we have orange beverage.
We only have that. If you want for like actual food stuff, we do have rice.
Would you like it brown or white?
We only offer it in rice.
We have pizza flavored pizza.
We have bread with tomato sauce and cheese.
It's
On a
not even
roll.
pizza, it's literally just a doughy square of like bannock or something. Slathered with just plain tomato paste and like cheese
Couple of
that they just
pepperonis.
got straight from a cow.
Straight from it. The cheese is like Kraft singles.
Oh,
Oh, it's nasty.
that's so bad.
I remember eating those as a kid and thinking those were like the best thing ever, and then you eat real cheese.
Oh, Kraft singles are like garbage compared to
And
actual cheese.
then you go back and it's like, oh, this is awful.
It's so
But,
it
like,
tastes like plastic.
Come on, you can't argue that Kraft singles make the best grilled cheese if mixed
No.
with other cheeses.
I have not
But
done
then
that.
It's not
I've
Kraft
only-
Yeah, anymore.
Yeah, then it's just like
The
grilled
Kraft
cheese
singles
with a hint
makes
of
the
plastic.
binding agent, like the gooiness.
It's the
Oh my
glue
god,
All
I need to
cheese is
teach you guys
gooey.
how to make a grilled cheese. Oh my god.
I make grilled cheese just without Kraft singles. I use actual cheese.
Yeah, I'd like to
I
eat
need
my
to
normal
teach
person.
you how to
Actual
make
cheese.
the most godly grilled cheese sandwich
You know,
you have
please
ever
teach
tasted.
me. Please teach me though. I've
We
been
end up-
meaning to search for the perfect grilled cheese my whole life.
If I go over to your place for lunch, you're making this. You have no
I will.
choice.
You
I
better.
need 3 different types of cheeses: Kraft singles, white
I'm
bread,
not bringing
a
the
grill.
food. You're making it. Why would I bring the food?
Well, so he can make it and then stuff our faces with his.
Why wouldn't he make it himself? It's his.
Because he
he's
needs the
one-
materials. He needs
He
the items
can go to the
craft it.
store just as I can go to the store.
Yes, but it's like a mutual thing. We bring materials. He makes it for us.
Exactly.
Give and take.
It's like having a personal chef. You buy the ingredients, but you have someone else make it for you.
Exactly.
Fine.
Do you think you can use melted Kraft cheese as like a glue?
Oh,
I feel like it's a stronger bonding agent than most glues.
I feel
Yeah.
I feel like I can redo all of my old school projects with melted craft singles.
it's
I
like,
feel
and
like if
hey,
you
look,
did
you can
that,
eat
there's
it
going to be
too.
some real suspicious grades when it comes to your teacher actually inspecting your projects.
It's gonna
It's
smell.
like, hello.
It'll smell nice for like a week. Actually, no. Craft singles are genetically engineered. They'll last forever.
It's like, nope, that's Cheese Whiz I'm thinking of. Cheese Whiz is one molecule away from being plastic.
Cheese
Craft
Whiz
singles
is
isn't that much
literally
far.
the grossest thing.
It
Plus,
really
Cheese
isn't
Whiz is like,
the
it's
most
gray
fantastic.
before the food
It's-
coloring's added.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
like
really
a
nasty.
paste. Yeah,
I
I've
know.
never been
I
a big fan of
honestly,
cheeses.
it's like a guilty pleasure of mine. I kind of like it. It's like, yeah.
I'm
Yes,
just gonna
I
stick
would
with
like to
normal
ingest
cheese,
plastic
dude.
today.
That's just my opinion. I'm just gonna stick with normal cheese.
Yeah, I'd like to eat normal food, thanks.
Yes. I don't want my food to share 90% of its DNA with my Lego minifigure.
Oh,
But that's my personal opinion on
that's
food
also
and
my
stuff.
personal opinion. I second you on that.
But we
That's
hoard
fair.
the craft singles for the apocalypse because it'll last longer.
It will. I feel like the craft singles will outlive us.
It probably
will.
will. That's why they're good. That and Twinkies.
Yep.
And regardless, and this is another thing to add to the list. Add to our lore.
I remember when, like, I don't know, it was some form of history class, but like, everybody, like, I don't know how long ago, but people used to think that food with the most preservatives, the stuff that lasts the longest, is actually the best, which it most definitely is not.
It just
The
means it
amount of
lasts longer.
preservatives in food back then was just horrendous. It was so
Speaking
much.
of that, Aiden, that reminded me of my grade 8 run at the track meet with the cheesies.
Oh yes.
You need to tell that story.
Okay.
What?
So, our track coach signed Liam up for an 800-meter race. Now, for some
Okay.
context, Liam does not run. Well, he definitely does not run 800 meters.
I used to be
Anyways,
pretty
he
good
does
at
this
800
race, and we're all cheering him on and whatever, and then he finishes, and he's about dead. He's like on the on the cusp of death. The Grim Reaper is hovering him. And then he's like,
I'm practically
dude-
leaning on this man's shoulder when I'm finishing.
Yeah, I was like, oh crap. And he's like, help me to the bleachers. So I get him, I plop him down, and then I go back down because I have a race soon. And then he comes back to come support me, and he looks fine. I'm like, what? How are you okay? And he's like, I ate a bag of cheesies. And he was just fine. And he said, oh, I think I can do it again. And I'm like, what sorcery is this? What on earth have I witnessed?
He can run infinitely if he just keeps eating cheesies.
He's like the Flash, but slower and with a bag of cheesies.
That's his fuel source. It's like AA batteries in a Wii remote. You just gotta keep chugging it in there. Just keep fueling it up.
Recharge.
Recharge completed.
And the funniest thing was our track coach literally walked down and saw me. He's like, "Oh, you're doing fine." And I'm like, "Yeah, I ate a bag of cheesies." And he said, "Oh."
He was in just as much shock as I was.
It's just you're like at 110% now. Like you could run a 1600 meter and feel fine now. You've
Now,
just been overcharged.
here's the thing though. I have run races before where I have felt like right almost like 10 minutes or so after I finished the race, and I'm like within those 10 minutes I'm literally just like on the ground like dying. But after that point, I feel fine, and I feel like I can do it again. Like there's some form of
there's
it's
the
like
tiring
there's
thing
just
right after
the
it.
adrenaline just like kicks in after you're finished.
Yeah, it's like, oh, all right, where are we going? Like, dude, you're like 15 minutes late. Like, oh, well, well then, looks like you need to do a bit of jogging, otherwise your heart's gonna explode.
And the funniest thing was he literally plopped me down, and I was literally down back at the track. It was like 2 minutes later. The only in between was me rooting through my bag and opening the bag of cheesies from me walking down the stairs back to the track.
Yep, and he's just like, I am fine.
I am fine. I have been fueled, and I am now ready to run it again.
It's like, how dare you question me?
I'll
You
know,
question my power, mortal? How
I'll
dare
run the
you?
whole track twice more just to spite everybody else in this track meet, in this stadium. I'll do it again. I'll do it 3 times.
I'm not signed up for this race, but I am participating.
I got enough cheesies to do it. That's
I got the cheesies to do it.
I just gotta burn off the energy, man.
Don't test me.
What are you gonna do? Stop me?
And to clear anything up with anyone who might be listening to this and thinking cheesies is that Cheeto garbage, nah, I'm talking about the pure 100% original Hawkins cheesies, which are the best form of cheesy in my opinion. Anyone who disagrees can meet me after lunch in the back alley and we'll fight it out.
You said it was your opinion, and now you say anyone who has a different opinion, you're gonna fight them over it.
I agree
Exactly.
with Liam. Those cheesies are the best. Cheetos are.
I also
bleh.
agree. I mean, it's not an opinion; it's a fact. So you know what?
It's just a fact that that
Exactly.
just
They're not even
Cheetos
like.
are better.
It's like they took Cheetos. No. What Cheetos are is that they took Hawkins cheesy, soaked them in grease for about 3 days, and then deep fried them again. It's bad.
Deep fry them in more grease.
And then
Yeah.
a little layer of Kraft Singles cheese on that to add to the cheese part of it.
Oh my god, that reminded me. Have you guys seen that KD sprinkle cheese?
I have seen
It's the
it.
powdered cheese in the boxes of Kraft Dinner.
Yeah.
Except
yeah,
you can get
yeah.
it in a sprinkle package. It's horrifying.
Yeah, you can
Like,
get
I
it in,
had
like, one of those
nightmares
shaky
about
cheese
that.
jars.
Look, there's such a thing as too much cheese, and that's it.
There is such a thing as too much cheese.
I just thought of the most horrifying thing.
And that would
Twinkies
be
coated in that melted cheese.
Oh.
Just the thought of that makes me want to vomit. That is pure
Oh,
terror
that's so gross.
in a food.
Terror incarnate. as
Like
a food.
it'll grow legs. I feel like it gets a mind of its own.
It'll grow legs and consume the planet.
Yeah, it's just that bad.
It's so angry at the people who created it because it didn't want to exist.
It shouldn't have existed.
It's just so bad.
It's anything but what existence should provide.
Like, I'm not like seeing that bottle of sprinkled cheese for the first time made me want to like throw up in the grocery store instantly. It was just the thought of anyone purchasing it. I felt sorry for them.
Throw up into the sprinkled cheese.
It
and
was
then
like a
bottle
jump
it up
scare. He
again.
screamed when he saw it.
I can just imagine Liam is just shopping in the store, and then just a scream, just an audible, and
Just
and then he just keeps-
just the most unmanly scream ever. And he looks around himself in just pure embarrassment. He's like,
you could
sorry,
see,
this,
you could
this
see on his
cheese
eyes
scared me.
for like the half second, the most unbridled terror you'll ever see in somebody's eyes, and then it immediately goes away and he gets back on with the shopping immediately after.
And we're
jump
with him,
scared
and he's
by
just,
cheese.
and we're just like, don't mind him.
Don't mind him. He's just shopping. He's just got a Tourette's. It's all. It's Tourette's that did it.
He's got PTSD from cheese.
PTSD from too much of the cheese and the Kratz singles.
Oh,
We've been talking a lot about cheese, I realize.
a lot
yeah,
of
that reminds me.
cheese.
Did you guys know that cheese, it actually hits the same nerves in your mind as heroin?
Why do you know this?
This is why when you eat cheese, most people get happy or they get addicted to eating cheese. It's because it hits the same nerve endings as heroin does. It's just heroin's like 1,000,000 times more potent.
You didn't answer his question.
Oh, how do I know this? That's not for you to know.
It's classified information.
Classified information.
I'm sorry, but you cannot know why I know that cheese is pretty much heroin.
I mean,
It's
you
the
guys
same
can
thing.
Google it. You'll find all the answers you could possibly want.
I mean,
but
well,
I
you
never
are all the
found out
answers I could
about
possibly
that
want.
through Google. I'll just let
Well,
you know that.
doesn't like any food, like all foods, if it's good food, release dopamine, which is what heroin
Yes, it does, but yes, it does. But what heroin does is it targets certain nerves in your brain. It's not releasing dopamine. It's targeting. It's targeting.
You can't finish without laughing
I can't. It's
because you're just.
but
you're
it's not
you're so
releasing
taken back by
dopamine.
your
It's
own
just
knowledge.
it's cheese. I can't. Look, I'm starting to even question myself why I know this. It's
cheese. The new meta
It's-
of the drug scene is going to be
it's-
injecting
it's cheese.
pure melted cheese straight into your veins. That'll give you enough
Cheese,
energy to
man.
go for a lifetime.
hey, you got any cheddar?
What's the name of the mascot for Cheetos? The tiger, the cheddar tiger, whatever.
I don't know.
I
Cheesy?
don't know.
I don't know.
Cheese. Do you think it's just a big heroin junkie? This is my new headcanon now. No, I gotta find out. Name of the tiger.
What is the Cheeto? Chester Cheetah.
Chester Cheetah?
That's Chester.
Chester
Yeah, it's
Cheetah.
Chester Cheetah.
He's a heroin
Wait,
addict.
You're kidding me, right? Wait, his name's Chester?
His name
Did
is
you know that
Chester
there's a
Cheetah.
knockoff brand of cheesies called Chester's that has basically the exact same mascot?
Wait a minute.
Search it up, Chester's. It's pretty bad.
Chesters. Chester's Cheetos. Chester's
Chester's
chicken.
Cheetah.
This Chester's chicken.
It still doesn't change the fact in my mind that Chester is a heroin junkie.
Oh, I 100% agree with you. I feel like I'm getting a very strong heroin addict vibe from him.
I mean, it's a tiger standing on its hind
Yeah.
legs wearing
Oh
sunglasses.
yeah, this looks like purebred American ripoff.
I mean, have you seen his face though? He looks like the type of tiger that would just kind of hide in the back alleys and
He's
just
a
kind
cheetah,
of
my guy.
inject himself.
Chester's
Shut up.
popcorn, cheese flavored. Oh no,
Chester
they're
is the
not. No, they're not
type of cheetah.
cheesies. They're fries.
fries.
They're Chester's fries.
With dusted cheese on it. It's
Yeah, it's.
That sounds-
I'm not saying they're not cheesies, but they're calling them fries.
That doesn't sound too amazing.
Yo, you
I've
got
never
any
bought them
Chester's
and I don't
fries?
want to buy them.
I wouldn't want to buy them either.
So if the Cheeto Chester Cheetah, if the Cheeto Chester Cheetah, if Cheetos Cheetah Chester,
take Take that one more
injects
time.
heroin.
Okay.
What about Chester's cheetah? What does that? If Cheeto's Chester injects heroin, does
Yes.
Chester's cheetah? What does he do? Does he do drugs as well?
I feel like he does
He-
even worse drugs, like black
He probably-
gray death or something. Except he takes it like a champ.
He takes Gray Death but doesn't die in the first dose. He's actually just addicted to it and takes it daily, but doesn't die. He's immortal. He's cursed.
He's cursed.
He's cursed to take Gray Death for the rest of his life. Can you imagine that? Becoming immortal. Not for anything else, but becoming immortal just so you can take Gray Death and become addicted.
Whew.
That is something
like-
else.
That's ultimate druggie right there. That is like a top level 99 drug addict in order to pull that off. Like he just gets so cracked up on something, so junked up that he somehow makes himself immortal and then just goes straight into the Gray Death business just so he can rival Chester's cheetah. Meanwhile, Cheeto's Chester is just kind of like lame. He just does heroin normally. It's kind of a lame cheetah, if you ask me. It's kind of like a boring. It's very vanilla.
It's very vanilla.
Yeah. Well, compared to the other ones, I mean, Chester's cheetah is kind of like he's a champ. He could kick Cheeto's Chester in a fight, like easy.
I mean,
I mean,
that
if he-
is unless he's like, completely cracked out on Gray
No,
Death.
but at that point, he's developed enough of a tolerance that he's just a superhuman. I mean,
oh
super
my
cheetah.
god, if you develop a tolerance for Gray Death.
That's why it's a super cheetah. That's why Chester's cheetah would beat Cheeto's Chester.
Aiden, do you know what Gray Death is?
I do. Yes.
I feel like
For
that
all
was,
of those out there, what was it again, Gabe? It was a mixture of
I think
heroin,
it's like
fentanyl,
heroin.
and carfentanyl.
It's basically like you take all of the most hardcore drugs you can think of and then mix into one thing that could kill you in one dose.
Not even one dose, like touching it kills you.
Yeah, it's kind of it's not something that you want to introduce your kids to.
Can't say it is.
I mean, that's just what I think. That's what I think. Maybe just kind of keep them away from your little stash if you have one for some reason.
Why?
I don't know, maybe
Why
just
do
kind
you
of
have
have like
to mention
maybe
that?
just have a gram in your glove box or something. just for
Oh.
hey kids, you want to see a magic trick? Touch this.
Oh dear God. Oh no.
Oh no. Okay.
Please don't actually do that. That was not a suggestion
No.
or that was a joke.
Speaking of that,
Speaking of that,
Speaking of that, let's change the subject.
no, not changing the subject. It reminded me of
Oh.
something else.
oh no.
Oh, lovely.
Yep. So my brother, he draws comics, right?
Right.
And what he did in his comic, he's got a dog that is like the dictator of some sovereign nation he made between Saskatchewan and Manitoba. And
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
following the lore so far.
okay, so what he did was in their country, they have different holidays, but they're all rip-offs of real holidays,
Okay.
right?
Interesting.
So there's
Right.
one called Easter Tuesday,
Nice.
and what happens was no Easter bunny comes, but Krampus comes in the dead of night and puts Easter eggs in an abandoned minefield full of children to go running through and try to find the eggs. It says, it literally stated in that comic strip that it was the perfect way of incorporating population control into a family holiday.
Okay. First of all,
I have so many questions.
how does that relate to our previous topic? Second of all,
like,
is your brother okay?
Third
to
of
answer
all,
your first question, it reminded me because you said like, "Hey kids, you want to see a magic trick? Touch this." And it reminded me of killing kids, and that led me to.
okay.
No,
my mind
there's
works
an
in mysterious ways.
Certainly.
Third of all, your brother's actually like a peak comedic genius.
Okay, to answer your second question, is my brother okay? The answer is no. And and the third question is he's actually not bad. It's he's a lot better at comedy than I give him credit for, because I'm just absolutely sick of all this stuff because he's just constantly feeding me comics, right?
Can we just recap Easter Tuesday real quickly? So Krampus puts an Easter egg in the middle of a minefield and tells children to go running towards it to get it. And that's how
he hides. He's like the Easter Bunny. He hides all the Easter eggs throughout the minefield, and then the parents send them like church. They set up an Easter egg hunt. Well,
like church.
Not gonna lie, this is the weirdest fictional dystopia I've ever heard of. Ever.
Why'd you
Period.
say like church?
Because it's the only thing I could have thought of that would be a public gathering for an Easter egg hunt.
Not just an Easter dinner?
No. I thought of church first.
Okay.
Can you imagine if there was just a
goodness.
church in the middle of a minefield and you had to run through it just to attend mass?
Well, I mean, every
Sunday.
step you take, you get closer to God.
Oh no.
It's not wrong. I mean, you're not wrong. And also, I guess it would be effective population control to all parents that participate in Easter Tuesday.
No, parents aren't participating. They're sending their children.
Well, they're participating by willingly sending their own children. They are participating.
Can you just imagine being a mother and a father just sending their child through it and watching them getting blown up? They're just like holding each other. They're holding each other tight, smiling as their child runs through the minefield and steps on one, and then they blow up, and it's like tradition.
Tradition.
I petition that we team up with your brother and write a young adult novel trilogy about that. I guarantee you it will blow up. Pun intended.
I guarantee you it would immediately get shut down by any editor that you might send it to get published.
We're gonna self-publish it.
Ah, yes.
That's how we do everything. Here at The Experience, we're gonna try everything. We're gonna make a book. We're gonna write a novel series. Hell, while we're at it, we're gonna make The Experience movie. We're gonna form a band and then make a bunch of albums. And we're also going to make our own video game company.
Sounds good.
I like these plans. I'm excited.
I'd say it's actually fantastic plans, personally.
Maybe we shouldn't start very big though. Like these can all be like down the line, like very far in the future type things. Maybe not that
You mean,
gaming
like,
one though.
after our
I'm
world
particularly interested in
domination
that
plans?
gaming one.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, world dom. No, world dom. No. I mean, we're starting small.
You
Yeah,
got to
you
start
dominate-
somewhere.
Yeah, we
Yeah, you gotta
start with
start
a
somewhere.
country first.
You gotta start with that country.
Right, exactly. We take over a country first, and then we go global.
No, we make our own. We make
Right.
we make
We
Liam's
make-
little brother's country a reality.
Yeah, we
and
make a
invoke
real
these
country
tradition-
in between Saskatchewan and Manitoba, and make Easter Tuesday a real thing.
Did he make any other interesting holidays?
Yes. He's got Cinco de Ketchup.
Okay.
He's got
Oh.
hang on. Oh my god. It's this really long one. It's like adopted grandmother's cousin to the second father of your child's son's second, like, removed brother day.
Day.
Can we just spend the rest of
Okay.
the episode going into detail about his little established canon? Because I'm intrigued now.
He's been bugging me to have him on the podcast, so
We should. Episode 15.
yeah. I mean, we could have him on. He just doesn't have any way of like really recording with us.
It'll just record on your track.
Uh,
A Lamau.
great.
Yeah, that won't be annoying for Liam at all.
No, it won't. Why would it be?
Totally fine.
Dude, sibling bonds are always easy to get along with.
I'm not crying. You're
You're
crying.
right.
It gets along perfectly fine. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Hey Gabe,
don't
to
know
clear this up, you're a single child, right?
Well,
An only
technically,
child.
technically, I have 4 half siblings that do not live with me.
Really?
So yes,
So,
I'm
you're
an
basically
only
an
child. and a-
only
Yes,
child.
pretty much.
You've never had to experience what having a brother's like, have you?
No, I haven't. I'll tell you that I have not.
I think that basically speaks for itself, doesn't it, Aiden?
It does.
You know, I've
It-
always
it
thought
does.
about how cool it would be if I had a twin, like an identical twin.
Imagine
Like, the
having
amount
two
of-
Gabes
yeah.
on the podcast.
The amount of pranks you could pull.
Like
Can you
what?
imagine that? What do you mean,
Imagine
like
all
what?
the pranks you
The
could
po-
pull. Like
The
what?
possibilities are endless if you have an identical version of you.
You just keep sending them back and forth. It's like, oh yeah, Gabe did it. No, other Gabe did it. You just keep
Well, my
sending them
twin's
back
not
and
gonna
forth.
be
Eventually,
named
they
Other
give up.
Gabe. My other twins probably.
No,
gonna be
of
named, like,
course not. I'm just.
I don't know. My other
I couldn't think
twin's
of
probably
another
gonna be
name.
named Sebastian. That's my twin's name.
Sebastian. Nice.
And then I'll send Sebastian over to like start the prank up, and then I'll like trick someone else with me, or hell, I'll have Sebastian take the blame for the stuff I do.
Perfect.
I mean, it's genius. Am I not a genius? I need a twin. I need to clone myself. I need a clone named Sebastian. It needs to be a reality. I mean,
Nice.
I feel like cloning has always been a bad idea.
on
Oh, yeah,
paper,
guaranteed.
yes. In theory, yes.
Also,
It is
in
a-
practice, yes.
Also in practice, it's a bad idea, but it'd be cool. Even,
Yeah,
even
that's
if
why
even if just
people look
temporarily.
into it. That's why
Exactly.
people look into it. They're like, oh, imagine if I could have a clone. That'd be so cool. And then they look into it, and then they may or may not do it, and they're like, oh, this was a terrible idea.
You know what else is a
ma-
terrible idea?
What?
I came across this and making this decision in general. Would you rather look like Jar Jar Binks or talk like Jar Jar Binks? The catch is you're
Talk.
not allowed to kill yourself.
Dude, wasn't the actor who played
Wait. What was the catch? I missed it. I zoned out for half a second, actually thinking about it, and then you mentioned something else, and I missed it.
The catch is you're not allowed to kill yourself.
Oh,
Dude,
oh, isn't
apparently
that
like the
lovely?
actual actor who played or voiced Jar Jar Binks like got so much hate for doing the role that he was like suicidal for a while.
Jeez.
Same
I
thing
like
for
Jar Jar though. He's a dork, and I love him. In the Clone Wars, he's great.
the amount of backlash you're gonna get for saying you like Jar Jar is
Well, I don't
astounding.
mind him as a character.
That was
Really,
your first
though?
mistake, Aiden.
What do you mean? If the Clone Wars has taught me anything, is that Jar Jar's actually kind of great.
Oh, he's talking about the Clone Wars, the Disney's
No, I'm not talking about the
animated
Disney
series.
No, I'm talking about the animated series in general. It wasn't made by Disney originally. I
Disney only
literally
did
have
the
not
final
got to
season.
season 7 yet.
Like, yeah, but we're talking about like Phantom Menace and then the Clone Wars.
I'd rather
Well,
look like Jar Jar so I could scare people.
I'm just imagining Jar Jar Binks talking like Gabe.
I feel like both options are bad.
But I mean, here's the thing: you can imitate your voice so you sound like Jar Jar, but you can't just morph your face to look like Jar Jar.
Misa speak like Jar Jar. Like, I feel like I would get annoyed at myself for talking like that.
Exactly. That's why I'd rather look like him, so
literally,
that
I
way
said that and I was like, oh my god, what have I done?
Can you
Yeah,
imagine
the thing
having
is you
like a
can't do it.
serious conversation, like you're trying to stop a breakup from happening, but you talk like that?
I think it's even
Misa
funnier if you're
think
trying to
that
stop.
you
if
should
you're
no
in a,
break up.
I think it'd be funny if you're in a serious
Misa thinks
conversation and
use
you look
good
like Jar Jar.
relationship.
Like you have a normal voice, but you look like Jar Jar. I think that's funnier to me.
Oh yeah, for comedic purposes, it's definitely more funny. But
But the voice is more
I-
annoying. Infinitely more annoying.
basically, it's a debate between which is worse.
Which is worse? I personally think the voice would be worse. I'd rather look like him, dude. I could at least like put a hood up, become Darth Jar Jar like the fans always wanted.
Darth Jar Jar.
Live out the dream. Put like a black cloak on.
But like,
But-
what was that? Yeah, because like imagine if you talked like Jar Jar and you're like trying to do online dating. You're like texting this girl and then you meet up for the first time and that's how you talk.
Hello.
Would you rather like you get? Would you rather that you get into a first phone call and you sound like that, or you send your pic and it's just Jar Jar? Can you imagine?
I
I
feel
mean,
like people wouldn't take you
self-send-
seriously.
Exactly. Could you even apply to jobs like that?
Like, no, this is actually what I look like.
And the funny thing is, you have a normal voice. You're like you see Jar Jar
You're just
show
like,
up
you're
like
pleading, but they don't believe you. They're just like,
I
why
am
on
a
earth did you
very
send this to us?
experienced worker in this field. I've had 5 years experience and I work very well in other teams and I do learn very fast. And you just look like Jar Jar. Can you imagine? Just like you go to I don't know, you go to Superstore and the cashier you see is Jar Jar himself, the man, the myth, the legend.
Star Wars fans going to Superstar seeing Jar Jar.
That'd be a good clickbait.
I feel like that would
title.
get many mixed reactions.
Yeah, probably that as well, actually. Yeah.
Be weird.
What if Jar Jar just ran for president?
I feel
Misa
like he'd
thinks you should
probably
vote for me.
do as good of a job as Trump is. But you know,
That's just my opinion, though.
Can you imagine if just Jar Jar Binks just became the president of the United States? What do you think would
To-
be his first course of action?
Make everyone
to-
speak like him.
Second course of action: death to everybody who doesn't like Jar Jar. Third
This is
course
going
of
bad
action:
fast.
Revenge of the Sith, except Jar Jar.
Third course of action: retcon the Disney sequels, remake the sequels, but have Darth Jar Jar be official canon.
And the hero of the story is Jar Jar.
Yep.
The love interest is Jar Jar.
Oh,
Like I feel like
The
if
robots
Disney
are Jar Jar.
decided to throw like Darth Jar Jar as a real thing in the newest Star Wars series instead of like bringing back Emperor Palpatine, I feel like it would have gotten like a better
it would have been better.
public.
It
would have been
guarantee you
better.
it would have been
Yeah.
a better movie. Not even lying.
Yeah, that was so weird when
A theater,
Palpatine came
the whole
back.
theater would have cheered if Darth Jar Jar, just if it was Darth Jar Jar. Like I swear, it would have been like cheering. It would have been 100% of Rotten Tomatoes opening night, guaranteed.
Oh, easily. Because Disney has screwed up so much with Disney. I feel like if they just did that, it would have redeemed themselves.
Oh yeah, and then
Give
they
in
just
to the
become
meme.
give into it. It'll only do you good. The only way you can make up for The Last Jedi is if you made just a whole movie, just 2 hours screen time of Jar Jar Binks.
Oh God. I would
He gets
hate
his own
myself
solo
for
movie.
paying to get into that.
His own solo movie. He's the hero of his own story.
He's
Isn't
the
he
hero,
like a
the villain,
reject of
and the
his
love
own
interest.
species, though?
I
No?
think so. No?
I
Wait,
swear
I don't
he
remember the
is.
lore of Jar Jar. I thought he was just a normal Gungan.
No, he was like a Gungan, but everyone else disrespected him.
I probably
Well,
committed
yeah,
several
'cause
war
he's-
crimes and
he's
atrocities.
really clumsy.
That's why. He's just too powerful.
Hang on.
But then he
I'm
becomes a
genuinely
senator
curious
in the,
now.
in the
I'm searching
series.
this
I don't
up.
know.
Jar
No,
Jar's too
wait,
powerful.
he's a
and then
representative. Never mind.
He got rejected from being a Gungan because he's like the Galactus of the Star Wars universe.
But no, there's no way he's a reject because he becomes, or he's a like he's highly regarded in the politics in the show.
Yeah, but that's only because he was considered a war hero after the Phantom Menace because he screwed up a few times, but he got lucky with his screw ups. Like he stumbled over a catapult and it fired off and blew up the droid army.
That sounds like something you would do, honestly.
It does. It sounds like a very Liam thing. You would just accidentally win a war without even meaning to.
Accidentally win a war. Oh, that's great.
It does seem like something you would do, and then everyone else was like, "Really, Liam? You just like won the war for us?" Like, oh, well, all right.
Well, I guess I did.
I guess I did. Just kind of wipes his shoulder off as if he planned it all.
He
Yes,
just proceeds to act
I
like it was
did
all his
that.
plan.
I,
Yes, it was
I
my
am the
plan.
one that did that.
I meant to kick that lever in anger.
I meant to launch those nuclear missiles to the fictional country of, I don't know, whatever the name of the fictional country is between Saskatchewan and Manitoba.
the Star Wars, the Clone Wars happens in the new country.
The new
Oh.
country is where every
In
fictional
a galaxy
universe
far,
takes
far
place.
away.
It's just
Actually,
there.
it's in a new country not too far from here.
It's just in the middle of the prairies.
Okay, so the problem was Jar Jar Binks. The reason why everyone hates him is that he was in charge of driving their ship across space, but he ended up letting go of the wheel and crashing into an ocean and driving their ship so far into the depths of the mud. So yeah,
Sounds like something you would do.
that's why Jar Jar Binks
Is
was
Liam Jar Jar?
Liam is Jar Jar Binks.
Oh.
You can't hide it from us forever.
It was bound to be
I
found
guess
out
I'm caught
eventually.
now.
Yeah. He just removes the mask and it's just Jar Jar's distinct face just pops out.
I feel like it'd be even
Misa
more
wasn't Liam, it was Jar Jar the whole time.
Oh.
That'd be the world's
Misa had
worst
you
plot
all
twist.
fooled.
Kills us all violently.
He pulls out his,
No
his red
witnesses!
lightsaber.
You
He
know
pulls
too
out
Dual
a
much.
red
bladed.
lightsaber.
I feel like if Jar Jar actually was a Sith, he'd had like a lightsaber pinwheel.
He'd have
Save
the
it.
more he would have the dorkiest lightsaber ever, but be literally a mass murderer.
It would be like curved, not like Count Dooku's curved hilt. Like the actual blade, lightsaber blade, will be curved. In a
The
weird
lightsaber
direction.
blade is curved because he messed
Oh.
it up when he was building it.
He's so
He's
clumsy.
got like
he
a
managed
banana
to,
for a
he managed to
lightsaber.
curve light.
He managed to
Now
curve
that is
light.
talent. That is next level.
The best part is it was all an accident.
All an accident, and then somehow managed to just become so powerful, just by sheer accident. Came roller.
The best
Like,
part
doesn't
is
he-
that his hilt goes the other way. Like the light bends one direction, his hilt bends the other. So it's the most.
He doesn't even
awkward
have
fighting
a hilt.
stool ever.
He just accidentally gained the power to produce a lightsaber out of his own hands. He doesn't
Like,
even
it's
need a
not-
hilt.
It's not even like the light was screwed up. It's like it shoots out straight and then it just leans to the side.
It just leans.
It's just some super strong gravitational force that just pulls it around and warps it so
I
that
feel
it
like
just
we're
looks like a
describing
banana.
more of the Schwartz from Spaceballs than anything, actually.
I see your Schwartz is as big as mine.
I love that movie.
Oh, it's amazing. I need to watch.
I
it
need
again.
to
It's been a
watch it
while.
again.
Movie night. Experience movie
Definitely.
night.
Definitely another movie night.
Absolutely.
You guys,
That-
speaking of that, you guys need to watch The Dictator for a movie night as well.
Oh, is that like what's his face? Sacha Baron Cohen or whatever?
I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
He's like he's the guy that did Bruno and the other movie. I don't remember names. What do I look like? What do I look like?
What do I look like, a
Dictionary.
movie fan?
Yeah, what do you think I am? Huh?
I mean,
What do you
in the
think?
movie, there's his like second in command is he plays somebody in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Oh, Aiden,
Just
it's one of Rosa's ex-boyfriends. Pimento.
Pimento. Adrian Pimento.
Yep, that's it.
Wait. He's the one in the
His second in
Dictator?
command is played by him.
Huh.
Ooh,
I give it a watch.
that
Yeah,
makes me
it's
wanna watch
it's
it.
not bad.
Just us trying to think of remembered names that are like in the back of our brain, but just can't struggle to even think of it.
Yep, it's pretty bad.
Hey
Not that-
Sebastian, do you know the name of that guy? No?
No.
No, okay, good. I thought it was just me. I just need reassurance.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
You're just dumb.
Wait, what?
You're just dumb.
Oh, never mind. Go back to bed.
Okay. Stupid. idiot. Little dummy head.
What'd you call me?
Called you a little dummy head. Called you a little dummy head.
All right, that's it. You
Get
look-
him, Gabe.
What are you gonna do? Oh,
Sick him.
come on. Let's go.
Come here.
No, let's go.
Well,
Oh, what you think I am? Huh? What do you think I am?
get back here.
You know I'm a spider.
Get him. Get him, Gabe.
Get. Stop. You
I
gotta-
got it.
I can't tell if he's winning.
I can't either. It's like
Fairly
two
even.
moray eels against each other.
Get back here.
It's like two nerds brawling it out.
Ah, stop.
It's just like
Like,
kitty
have you
cat.
ever seen stick bugs fight? It's something like that.
I have
I got him.
actually.
I pinned him.
Oh, Gabe won. Nice.
Pinned him.
Nice.
I pinned him. Oh, no,
But how do
I'm
we
saying
know
Gabe,
it's
this is
Gabe?
Sebastian now.
Yeah,
pinned
I
him.
knew it.
wait. Oh, hi, Sebastian.
So am I part of the podcast now?
I don't know. I mean, if we're going by our twin brother, I feel like my name is Abdablu Ramen. I am
Alrighty
Liam's
then.
twin brother.
Oh, didn't see you get on.
Well,
This is-
it just happened.
Just an alternate reality. We're just Sebastian, or we just all have like twins, and they do a
Yep.
podcast.
Out of the bit here, I think he's like actually dead. So I'm gonna be Gabe now.
Nice.
Hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoyed the experience, everybody.
Yep. Thank you for listening. If you decided to listen this long.
No, I think he's like actually dead, guys. This isn't a joke. I think He's not breathing.
Oh, well, that's tough. We didn't need him anyway.
I'm like,
Well, that's no good.
huh.